Thanks for that, Kirsty. Hello and welcome to the show After the Show with Sid and Jim.
And I have to say, what a strange lineup it was out there today. I'm sure we'll have some interesting callers phoning in. For those of you who might have missed it, we had Mr. Rigby Swift in front, known to many as Recorder of the Borough, who was accompanied on the bench by the Mayor J. Anson Cartwright, O. Rushton, W. L. White, and A. Ranakar.
Especially strange since it's the first time in the history of the courts that no grand jury has been impanelled. Supposedly a modern emergency measure which has been adopted by the legislator in order to allow these men who otherwise would have been summoned to act as a grand jury to tend to their other duties.
Which is actually quite a decision to be made at such a crucial point of the proceedings. But they're all looking on good form today, with Mr. Lamb representing the bar once again with full confidence.
Indeed. Now we've got Sophia on the line. Hello, Sophia.
Hello, Sid and Jim.
Hi, Sophia. So, how do you feel it went down in there today?
Well, initially I was a bit worried about the decision to go ahead without a grand jury. I don't know a lot about how it all works, but I thought they were pretty important, you know?
Yeah, I think many would have been in the same position, but I assume your fears were put to rest when the administration of justice arrived at a just and proper conclusion.
Oh, yes, of course. I think it was just because it's the first time it has happened in Wigan, but now I've heard about it happening in Manchester and in Lancaster too, so I guess it can't be that bad.
Yeah, well, I think we all fear change when it comes to these sorts of things, especially when it feels like a very spontaneous decision, such as this one.
Exactly. From where I was sitting, it just seemed unnecessary. We've all got stuff to do, but this is their job.
Completely understandable frustration, Sophia, but I'm afraid we're going to have to let you go. Thanks for calling in.
And hello, now our next caller is Anais. Welcome to the show.
Thanks very much.
And what was it you wanted to talk about today?
Well, I just wanted to talk about the court's attitude, really. I'm getting to the point now, and it's just very frustrating, you know? They're overpaid, and apparently at the end of the day, they don't even show up for this kind of stuff. And if they left, they would be able to find another place to take them up, no problem. Like, I have to go to work, otherwise who's going to pay the mortgage? And these guys are just setting a bad example for everyone.
Now, there's about 3 or 4 points there surrounding a main point, Anais. Maybe we can tackle them one by one. So it's not their fault they get offered that amount of money, because if you think about it, you know, if you got offered to do your job for more money, you probably would, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, I suppose so.
Exactly, so that's kind of your first point. Moving on, I do completely sympathise with you on the showing up front. But this was enacted due to it being moved forward and therefore a lack of availability. I don't think it's fair to say they're a bad example because no one's perfect, are they? Everyone makes mistakes.
Yeah, I get that, but these people are in the public eye and they're the law. They need to be better than everyone else as a standard.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Anais, but we're going to have to cut you short there because we've got plenty of people waiting to get through, but thanks very much for phoning in. Sue Young, thanks very much for waiting so patiently. What are your thoughts on today's events?
Well, I just think that everyone's kind of moaning about nothing, you know? Well, hearing everyone just saying all this makes me want them to think about what if this happened to them. If you were woken up in the middle of the night to someone in your home, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be very pleased. He's got a proper sentencing. We can't allow a criminal to continue his life to crime.
You obviously feel very strongly here, Sue Young.
Well, of course I do. This man has been known as a troublemaker, 35 convictions, in and out of prison until he joined the army. We don't want these people around us, our kids, our loved ones. We shouldn't be focusing on the grand jury right now.
Yeah, well, I don't think anyone's disagreeing with you on that front. It's just a point of interest since that here in Wigan, it hasn't actually been seen before. So it's obviously got a lot of people talking.
Yeah, well, maybe people should get their priorities straight.
And that seems like a good point to end on. Now, am I right in thinking we've got Susanna next on the line? Susanna?
No, looks like we might have lost her.
I think you might be right. So I guess moving on. Matteo, are you there?
I am indeed.
Wonderful. Thanks for waiting so patiently. So what have you got to say about all this?
Well, I used to be in the army too, and let me tell you, there are some bad eggs, but it's hard to say yourself once you're there. It's a nasty place to be. Even if you think you're better off there, you definitely aren't. Now, I know that the laws, but this guy needs help, not prison.
You might very well be right there, but nothing seems to work so far, and the whole performance at the moment seems to be pretty outrageous.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I just think people who haven't been in the world we're in haven't always got the experience to make those judgments.
Yeah, well, someone's got to, haven't they? We've got to have some faith in what's being said. Or where does that leave us, really?
And I think that's just about perfect time to head over to Kirsty McCabe, who's got the weather forecast for the next few days. Thanks very much for tuning in. See you next time.
Hello there. I think I'm going to be chasing the cloud around over the next couple of days, trying to find out exactly where we're likely to see the eclipse is proving a little bit problematic. Certainly today it's a mixture of bright and sunny spells and slightly cloudier skies up towards the north. Weather fronts here bringing some very light rain to the far north of Scotland. Elsewhere looking mainly dry, but not quite as sunny as yesterday, more in the way of cloud around. Top temperatures today, not too bad, around 12 or 13 degrees. Now, as we head through the night tonight, I think we're going to see more in the way of cloud feeding in across many parts of the UK. Again, a few mist and fog patches in places, and we still have that light rain across the far north, moving a little bit further in across parts of Scotland, maybe into Northern Ireland as well. Overnight lows, well, where we have the cloud and the rain in the north, I think no lower than 6s and 7s for some. Elsewhere it's around 2 to 4 degrees, and where we have any clear spells, it may get a little bit nearer freezing. But as I mentioned, quite cloudy, so it's not great news if you're trying to spot the near total solar eclipse on Friday morning. Maybe across parts of Wales, the Midlands, maybe the favoured spots for the clear skies at the right time. The best of the sunshine by the afternoon in the south, and a very mild 14 or 15 further north. As we head through the day on Friday, we've got cloud and rain sinking its way southwards. As for the all-important weekend forecast, well, it should be mainly dry with some bright or sunny spells, the best of those in the west. Temperatures a little bit disappointing on the cool side, peaking at best around double digits.